Hello students, how are you? I am Vinay Kumar Singh, lecturer English in Sardar Patel Inter College, Chergaon, District Jhansi. Dear students, in previous video, I taught you how to combine two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence by using participle. In this video, we are going to study the combination of simple sentences into a simple sentence by using infinitive. Students, as I have already told you in previous video, infinitive is formed by using to before the first form of a verb. Let's see what is infinitive. Infinitive is made by using to before the first form of a verb. In Hindi, it gives meaning na ne ni in the end of the verb. While combining two simple sentences, we make infinitive from one of the finite verbs of the sentences given us to combine. We use that finite verb which shows purpose or result to make infinitive. There are three kinds of infinitive. Just as, let's see, first one, simple infinitive. We make simple infinitive in two ways. First one, in active voice, to plus first form of the verb. Second way, passive voice, to plus be plus third form of the verb. Let's see examples. First example, he wanted to buy some books. He went to market. Students, just as you can see here, there is a purpose behind going to market. Okay, let's combine. He went to market to buy some books. Let's see second example. He has some bills. He must pay them. He has some bills to be paid. Students, I have used here passive form. To plus be plus third form of the verb. Let's see second type of infinitive. That is perfect infinitive. Dear students, if the action of infinitive has been completed before the work of finite verb, it will be called perfect infinitive. In active voice, we make perfect infinitive by using to plus have plus third form of the verb. And in passive voice, we use to plus have plus been plus third form of the verb. Let's see examples one by one. He topped the board. He was very happy. Students, let's combine. He was very happy to have topped the board. As we see, the infinitive, the work of infinitive has been done first before the work of finite verb. That's why here I have used active form of perfect infinitive. Let's see second example. She has been beaten by her father. It appears so. Let's combine. She appears to have been beaten by her father. Students, we have used in second sentence, second example, perfect infinitive, passive in passive voice. Okay. Let's see third kind of infinitive. Third kind of infinitive is gerundial infinitive. Students, let's know what is gerundial infinitive. If infinitive expresses purpose and in Hindi it gives meaning के लिए, the infinitive is called gerundial infinitive and it functions as adjective or adverb. We make gerundial infinitive by using to before first form of a verb. Let's see examples. We went to Agra. We wanted to see the Taj. Let's combine. We went to Agra to see the Taj. Let's see second example. She is very fat. She cannot walk. She is too fat to walk. Students, let's see some other examples of infinitive. First example, walk in morning. It is good for health. Let's combine it. To walk in morning is good for health. Dear students, we can change this sentence. We can combine these two sentences in a simple sentence in one more way. Let's see. It is good for health to walk in morning. Let's see another example. I heard of your son's marriage. I was glad. Let's combine. I was glad to hear of your son's marriage. Students, let's see another way of combining two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence by using nominative absolute. Dear students, let's know what is nominative absolute. Nominative absolute is nominative or subject which remains absolute, means free, in the sentence. It is used before participle. Such a nominative as nominative absolute leaves no effect at any verb because it is neither the subject of any verb nor object. Just as we can see examples, the sun having risen, the stars disappeared. Dear students, you can see here the sun. The sun is here as nominative absolute. You can see nominative absolute is not creating any effect on verb. Let's see another example. The period being over, the students left the class. Here also we can see nominative absolute. Dear students, let's see some more basic things about nominative absolute. Use of nominative absolute. We use nominative absolute when different sentences have different subjects. One thing. Second thing, the verbs of the sentences show a kind of relationship that is called causal relation. Relation of cause and result. Okay. While making synthesis, we make nominative absolute from the sentence which shows the action done first. In active voice, we use having plus third form of the verb. In passive voice, we use having plus been plus third form of the verb. Dear students, let's see the examples to learn more and more facts about nominative absolute. Let's see example number 1. The police are reached, the mob dispersed. Students, we can see from these two sentences, the police reached first, then the mob dispersed. So, we'll make the subject of the first sentence nominative absolute. The police having reached, the mob dispersed. Okay. Let's see second sentence. The sun set, the farmers postponed their work. As students, you can see here the first sentence shows the sun set first. Then the farmers postponed their work. That's why we'll make the sun the subject of first sentence, the sun, nominative absolute, and combine these two sentences into one. The sun having set, the farmers postponed their work. Students, let's see third sentence. Hemu was wounded in the second battle of Panipat. The army fled. Dear students, this sentence is in passive voice. So we will use this form, having plus been plus third form of the verb. Hemu having been wounded in the second battle of Panipat, the army fled. Students, let's see note what the note says, when is, am, are, was, were are not used as helping verb, we use being after nominative absolute in the place of having. Means when in a sentence is, am, are, was, were are not used as helping verb, we do not use having, we use being. Okay, and combine the sentences. Let's see examples. The match was over, the players left the dressing room. Students, you can see here was in this sentence is not used as helping verb, so we'll use here being. The match being over, the players left the dressing room. Let's see second one more example. The fog was very dense, no one could see the way through it. Students, once more we see was has been used as, not used as helping verb, so we'll used being. Since the first sentence shows that the action was done first, so we'll use the subject of this sentence, nominative is absolute. The fog being very dense, no one could see the way through it. Students, let's learn the combination of two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence by using preposition before gerund or noun. Let's see about gerund. Students, let's know what is gerund. By adding ing to the first form of the verb, we can get gerund. Gerund is a noun like infinitive. In Hindi, it gives meaning na, ne, ni at the end of the verb. Let's see rule number 1 related to this. Okay? We use preposition before gerund to combine two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence. Okay? The important prepositions are on, after, with, for, of, by, except, due to, on account of, in spite of, for want of, etc. etc. Dear students, let's see examples. He reached the station, he bought tickets. Students, let's see, on reaching station, he bought tickets. Students, you can see here I have made gerund from the verb reached. I have added ing to the first form of reached, reach, and before it I have used preposition on. So in this way I have combined these two simple sentences into one simple sentence. Students, you can also see here in example that there is only one finite verb, bought, and the other finite verb has been changed into gerund. Let's see another example. He will qualify for the Olympic. He is confident of it. He is confident of qualifying for the Olympic. Students, you can see here this is gerund and this is preposition. Okay. Let's see third example. They will get their study. They will get their salary. They will be glad. On getting their salary, they will be glad. Students, you can see here getting is gerund and on is preposition. In this way, we have added these example sentences. Let's see another rule. Sometimes we have to use preposition before noun. Noun, you are well aware about noun. So there's nothing to tell about noun to you. Okay, so sometimes we use preposition before noun. Either noun is given in the sentence or we make noun from the verbs given in the sentence. For example, fail is verb, we change it into failure, noun. Succeed or pass, we change it into success. Let's see, come or reach, we turn these verbs into arrival as noun. Go or start, we change it in these two verbs into departure, and die into death, etc. Okay, let's see examples. They helped me, I would have drowned. Let's see here, I would have drowned without their help. Students, you can see here I have underlined with black sketch. Without is preposition and it is used just before noun help. Okay, let's see here second example. There is possessive. Okay, let's see, the sun rose, the work was not ended. Let's combine these two sentences. The sun rose before the end of the work. Students, ended is verb, we have changed ended into end as noun, and I have used before the preposition. Let's see another, let's see note, what the note says. If two simple sentences are in passive voice, we should use preposition while combining before the passive form of gerund, being plus third form of the verb. Let's see example. Radha was awarded, she was given a medal. Students, I have combined these two sentences here. Let's see. Radha was awarded by being given a medal. Students, you can see I have used here preposition by before gerund, being given. Okay, so you can see. Let's read next note. What next note says? Sometimes we have to use verbal noun in the place of gerund. When gerund functions as noun and of is used after it, we must use the before it. In this way, the plus gerund plus of is called verbal noun. Let's see example. Everyone should read the Ramayana. It is useful for all. Let's see. Let's combine both the sentence. The reading of the Ramayana is useful for all. Students, you can see the has been used before reading. That is gerund. And after this gerund, of. So this is now, this is the reading of is now verbal noun. Students, let's learn the combination of two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence by using noun or phrase in apposition. Students, let's know apposition. What is apposition? Apposition means addition of one word or group of words, that is phrase, to another as an explanation. That's why we put a noun or phrase beside the noun which is qualified. Which is qualified. The noun or phrase which is in apposition is put between two commas. If it is between the sentence. If it is in the end of the sentence, if the phrase or noun is in the end of the sentence, we use comma before it. Okay? Students, we should also know some facts. We should use this method when different sentences have two such nouns or more such nouns as indicate same thing, same person or same place. Okay, let's see examples. Ratnesh is a student. He is very intelligent. Let's combine these two sentences. Ratnesh, a student, is very intelligent. Dear students, you can see here, student is a noun. Student is a noun which qualifies the other noun Ratnesh. Okay, that's why we can say that student is in opposition to Ratnesh. Here it is noun, but phrase may be also there. Let's see other examples. Kalidas was the author of Sakuntalam. He was a great Sanskrit poet. Let's combine the sentences. Students, we should know that both the sentences have phrases. The author of Sakuntalam, a great Sanskrit poet. And both the phrases qualifies the noun Kalidas. So we'll put anyone in a position to this noun. Let's use Kalidas, the author of the Sakuntalam, was a great Sanskrit poet. I have put this phrase between two commas. We can combine these sentences in another way also. Let's see. Kalidas, a great Sanskrit poet, was the author of the Sakuntalam. Let's see another example. I have never been to Mumbai. It is the biggest seaport of India. Let's combine it. I have never been to Mumbai, the biggest seaport of India. Students, you can see that the phrase is used here in the end. That's why comma has been used before the phrase. That qualifies the noun Mumbai. Let's see another example. Shakespeare wrote the Julius Caesar. He was a dramatist. Shakespeare, a great dramatist, wrote the Julius Caesar. Okay, we can combine these two sentences in other way also. Shakespeare, the writer of the Julius Caesar, was a great dramatist. Let's see another example, dear students. Babur defeated Lodi. Babur was a Turk. Lodi was the emperor of India. Students, when there are more than two sentences, we should be very aware about phrases or nouns. We should know which noun qualifies which noun. So we should use them at appropriate places. Here, Babur, a Turk. We'll take here from here a Turk. Babur, a Turk, defeated Lodi, the emperor of India. Okay. Friends, let's see the use of adverb or adverbial phrase to combine two or more than two simple sentences into a simple sentence. Students, I am quite aware of this fact that you are very well aware about adverb or adverbial. Okay, let's know. Adverbs are often made by adding ly. Okay, if some words of a sentence work collectively as adverb, we call the group of words adverbial phrase. Okay, students, we use adverb or adverbial phrase to combine two sentences into a simple one when any one sentence of the given sentences qualifies the main verb of other sentence. The sentence which qualifies is changed into adverb or adverbial phrase. Just as, let's see, Example number 1. Santosh answered me. His answer was correct. Students, if you see very attentively, you find that second sentence, his answer was correct, qualifies the verb of the first sentence, Santosh ordered me. Okay, that's why we'll made correct adverb correctly. Let's see. Santosh answered me correctly. Let's see second sentence. Great people serve their country. Their service is selfless. What is selfless? Their service. Selfless word qualifies serve. So let's combine. Great people serve their country selflessly. Okay, selflessly is adverb. Let's see here. She finished the homework. It took her no time. She finished the homework in no time. Students, here you can see a group of words. So this is adverbial phrase. Let's see one more example. My friend came here. He came here in a hurry. My friend came here hurriedly. Students, let's see how we connect two simple sentences into a simple sentence by using adjective. Students, you are well aware about adjective. Adjective is a word that qualifies a noun or a pronoun. So if an adjective used in one of two sentences qualifies the noun of the other sentence, we put that adjective before or near that noun and combine the given sentences into a simple sentence. Let's see and learn with the help of example. I saw a dog, it was black. Sentence, students, you can see here second sentence has a word adjective black that qualifies the noun dog. So we'll put it before the word dog. I saw a black dog. Okay, let's see second sentence. He bought a phone. It was precious. Here second sentence has an adjective precious that qualifies the noun phone. Okay. So he bought a precious phone. Okay. Students, now let's see the use of conjunction and to combine two simple sentences into one simple sentence. Let's see example. He wanted to purchase a bat. He wanted to purchase a football also. So we'll add these sentences into a simple sentence with the help of conjunction and. Okay, let's add. He wanted to purchase a bat and a football. Students, here we are adding just two words, not two statements. So this sentence is new sentence, which is simple one. I take milk, I take sweets, I take biscuits also. Let's connect. I take milk, sweets and biscuits. Okay, if we have to connect more than two words with the help of and, we use comma. Okay, between first two words. Why are you sad? Why are you nervous? Why are you hopeless? Let's connect. Why are you sad, nervous and hopeless? Okay, students, keep watching my videos. Revise the rules again and again and do more and more exercises from your book of grammar. Thanks.